Welcome to Soul Wellness with Kristen, where we get into the nitty-gritty of various holistic modalities and explore exactly how they help you heal. I'm your host, Kristen, and I invite you to join me on this enlightening expedition where we explore the connection between mind, body, and spirit. In each episode, we'll talk in depth with holistic providers, medical professionals, therapists, and healers. Our goal is to empower you with knowledge, inspire you with stories of resilience, and provide practical tools that you can integrate into your daily life. So, find a comfortable space and join us as we explore the multifaceted world of holistic wellness. Get ready to learn how to improve every aspect of your life and simply feel good. The adventure begins now. Thank you for joining our second episode of Soul Wellness with Kristen. Today, Melissa Giles is with us. Melissa is a pranic healer and a registered nurse of almost 30 years. She began studying energy healing in her last few years in the healthcare field, and now pranic healing is her full-time profession. So welcome, Melissa.
Thanks, Kristen. I'm happy to be here.
I am so happy to have you here because this is something I love to talk about, energy. And before meeting you, I had never even heard of pranic healing before. So in your words, tell us, what is pranic healing?
Pranic healing is an energy healing modality. It's a no-touch energy healing modality. There are many out there. This is one that's been around in practice for more than 20 years, but it's based on ancient healing practices. It was developed by a man by the name of Master Choa Kuk-Sui, and he did many years of research developing this miraculous, amazing technique to help people with physical ailments, psychological ailments, emotional, and
so it's basically for anything.
Basically for physical, emotional, mental, psychological, yes.
So you could literally be having anxiety or depression. You could be diagnosed with cancer. You could have really hurt an ankle or a rotator cuff or something, and you can provide healing for that.
Absolutely. There are no limitations. There are so many things that pranic healing, that I've witnessed pranic healing helping people with. There are no limitations.
So let's kind of be a little bit broad, just in case people have never heard of energy healing or really don't know exactly what we're talking about. How in your words, does energy healing work?
Energy healing is working on the energy body, removing blockages. So the energy body is an invisible field around our physical body, and it's the way that life is sustained. So just like we would have to take oxygen into our lungs and exhale CO2, you also have to take clean energy into your energy body to support the physical body. And then your energy body has a way of releasing used up energy, negative energy, sometimes called dirty energy or congested energy. Yeah.
So you are scanning people's energy. You're looking at their aura, but you're also looking at or feeling their chakras.
Yeah, so chakras are the major energy centers. There's also minor energy centers throughout the entire body. And pranic healing works off of 11 major chakras, more than the traditionally known 7 chakras. Those still are known and exist, and we work with those, but there are additional chakras. And those chakras help regulate and balance the energy flow in and out of the physical body. And I'm sorry, you asked me about scanning. So yes, we are taught how to feel the chakras, feel the energy body, so that we can determine if there's any therapy that needs to be applied in the healing sessions.
That is so fascinating to me that you can actually feel, and I'll just go ahead and say, Melissa works on me once a week. And I love the fact that I have access to you because you're a tenant at Soul Wellness. So I get my pranic healing every week. And for me, it's been a subtle modality. I think others have very profound moments with you and very profound things happen. So it probably depends on the client you're working with. But for me, I can say that it's been subtle, but Boy, my life has changed dramatically in the last 2 years of working with you. Like, I feel like I've done a 180. I'm so much happier now. I worked through a lot of layers, as you said. You even told me you've got some layers to work through, and you helped me through that a lot. It's fascinating to me that sometimes when you are working on me, you can feel congestion in one of my chakras, so you already know something's brewing in that area. And so talk to us more about, but yeah, when you do feel congestion in a chakra, that chakra is corresponding to a particular physical part of your body as well. So if it's not addressed, if congestion stays in that chakra, you could be potentially looking at a physical problem in that area. Is that correct?
It can be, yeah. So when there's congestion in an area, that tells me that there is either some emotions that have been lodged in there, or some thoughts, or some that chakra is trying to process, is trying to clear, and is needing a little assistance in clearing. Now, if you were to meditate regularly, or do breathing exercises, or physically exercise, eat healthy, pray, do things that are positive, your body can somewhat clear some of that on its own. Even taking a bath, taking a shower can help with that. But over time, if you have emotions that are negative emotions that are congesting that area, the organs in that vicinity, or the meridians that feed energy to the organs in that vicinity, cannot get enough energy. And so there can be disease that ensues after that.
So tell me, does pranic healing work for everyone?
Does it work for everyone? It has the potential to work for every single person. It does not discriminate. However, if someone doesn't believe in the process, say they, a friend recommended that they come see an energy healer, and they're skeptical of it, and they come and with their arms crossed say, okay, what are you going to do? Just, move your arms and fix me. That attitude doesn't open you up to receiving as much as you potentially can. There are things that can be done to kind of help facilitate the flow of energy in almost everyone, but it's really helpful when you have an open mind. Spiritual connections are beautiful because that opens your energy up even more. So yeah.
So the client has a part to play.
Absolutely, yeah.
Being open to receiving.
Yeah.
If you're closed off, if you're shut off, that might be why your friend recommended energy healing in the first place.
Right, maybe so. But it would slow the process. It would slow the results if someone wasn't, fully open to the process.
So pranic healing is basically, it's good for preventative. It's good to just get cleaned off every now and then and balanced and feeling good. But it's also good for acute situations. So if someone is dealing with a really heavy amount of grief, or they're anxious or depressed, or maybe they're having, low back problems and just cannot seem to get past the physical modalities helping them with their back problem or whatever, energy healing is something that they could look into, and you could potentially open up a whole other avenue for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say, energy healing in general does not replace allopathic medicine. Sometimes we need surgery, sometimes we need a medication, but it can absolutely speed up the process of the body's natural ability to heal.
And I love that premise that we can heal ourselves. Like we are able to heal ourselves. We're so powerful, and I don't think people realize sometimes how powerful they are. The self-sabotaging thoughts, how we stand in our own way. And even, if someone came to you for healing and had their arms crossed and was not open, that's kind of resisting what's there.
Yeah.
Do you have any particular success stories that you love when you've worked with somebody and they've told you maybe within the next few days they manifested something great that they were really looking forward to, or maybe they've just felt better?
Yeah, I would say one of the most astonishing things to me that I've seen over the last few years that I've offered this professionally is many people will have some form of abundance or prosperity open up in their lives, whether they get a promotion or just change jobs. It can be a lateral move, or they'll get a check in the mail, or someone will bring them a meal. It can be small or it can be large, but when your energy centers are flowing, you're at your full potential. So you can manifest in the moment. You can create what you desire without effort, really. If your energy centers are flowing, life happens in a much better way.
Right. You want to flow with that river of
100%.
life instead of, resisting the current, as I've always said.
100%.
That's fascinating. So tell me, when you are, and I know this answer, but I want everyone else to hear this, when you are doing an energy healing session on somebody, what are you having them do? What can they expect? We know it's a no touch, so there's no hands involved. But tell us a little bit about what you're actually doing.
Yeah, so how I would prepare someone for a session, first of all, is if they're able to take a salt bath or shower before they come in for a session. It doesn't have to be, right before. It could be the night before, the day before. What that does is start to break down some of the congested or negative energy in the energy field, and that's why we feel so good when we go to the beach, when we're on vacation, because that's happening without us even knowing it. And then I would have them either come in, or we could do a consultation by phone or on Zoom, and I would love to get an understanding of what they understand about their energy body and how it correlates to the physical body. What are their spiritual beliefs? Because I want to speak their language. I have a healthy respect for everybody's path and everybody's belief systems, because that's what matters to them. And then I would explain a little bit, very, very little bit about the energy body, because I don't want to take up all of their healing time in explaining everything I know. And then I would have them lie down or sit in a chair and just be receptive. They can just set an intention with their mind. They can say a little prayer. They can meditate. They can listen to music. And then just relax for about an hour. And I would scan their chakras, clean congestion, clean the aura, and just see what I find. And then at the end of a session, I like to give a little bit of feedback, not too much. I mean, some people want to know, well, what emotion did you find and where, and what does my aura look like? And first of all, I don't always see energy. Most of my analysis is done through scanning and feeling the energy. And second of all, if I'm clearing anger from the liver, is it really going to help you to know that I cleared anger from the liver? Because then you're just going to be focusing on that. Yes, to a certain degree, I want to tell you there are some emotions that, I felt that, maybe we could talk more about how we can manage the emotions, but you really don't have to know where everything is and where it came from to be able to heal.
Yeah, I like that. And it's good because I feel like you have that nurturing capability about you to just kind of know, what somebody needs to hear and what they really don't need to hear,
Yeah, I mean, some things will be helpful. I mean, I'm not keeping any secrets from anyone. And believe me, I don't know everything that's going on with them emotionally, what their past was. I can't read their minds. All I can do is give them feedback on, what areas of the body are calling for a little extra energy and what can you do about it? Can you do some pranic breathing? Can you do some meditation? Can you take extra salt baths? Can you do a little bit more exercise? Things like that would nurture and support the energy body, that would in turn nurture and support the physical body.
Right. So I've been really excited to talk to you and have you on the podcast, because I think it's really important for people to understand how energy works and how manifestation works. So I kind of want to shift gears a little bit and talk about how, when you are manifesting, it's coming into your energy field before it's manifesting physically. And you can talk about that so much better than I can, but I just know from what I've learned from you. So talk a little bit about, and I'm talking whether it's a stumped toe or a new car, give us the lowdown on how you're manifesting something.
Yeah, so just knowing that we have different bodies. So we have the physical body, and the aura entails more than the etheric energy body. It entails also another form of energy body, the emotional body and the mental body. So a lot of times it starts with the thoughts. And then the thoughts can lead to the emotions, and then the emotions can lead to the energy flow, whether it's a positive emotion when you feel happy or whether it's a negative emotion when you feel angry or fearful. And then that in turn can affect the physical body in a positive way or in a negative way. So it's really important to learn how to manage our thoughts. We do have that ability. We have that power within us to manage our thoughts. We are not victims. We don't have to succumb to our negative thoughts. Once we're aware of how our negative thoughts can affect the physical body, then we can work on changing those negative thoughts. Unless you like walking around feeling miserable and stressed out and you can't get a full breath. But if you really want to be healthy and feel good and be happy and have abundance and prosperity, then you really want to look at your thoughts first. That's where it starts.
So it's fair to say that if you are suffering from a physical ailment, there is an emotional element to that.
Yes. There are external causative factors and there are internal causative factors. And the external and internal, in terms of disease, can work together to manifest a disease faster. So if you are stressed out to the max, one of your energy centers in particular can get congested and energy can't flow to organs in that region. Add exposure to a virus to an energy center that can't function well, then you will manifest illness or disease faster than someone who is living a healthy lifestyle with healthy thoughts, eating healthy foods. So, yeah. So incredibly interesting. Mm-hmm.
So basically, if somebody is getting energy healing over and over and over for the same physical problem, and they are not addressing the emotional element there, then it's going to either continue to be a problem, the physical part, or it's going to, maybe that particular physical problem may go away, but another one's going to be right around the corner. So in other words, if you are grieving, if you're angry, if you're dealing with traumatic things that happened in your childhood that you are still carrying around, you've really got to dive into that and look at that and heal that before the physical is going to completely dissipate.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so even modern medicine is starting to recognize and acknowledge the root causes of illnesses, although there's more acknowledgement to be achieved there. If you don't take care of, say, for example, an emotional root cause of an illness, emotions kind of get trapped in the center of the body and they can affect either the digestive or the lungs or the liver. If you don't clear out the emotional cause by changing your emotional balance or, finding some way to work with the emotions, whether it's through a counselor or your own self-reflection, your own dialoguing, then that energy center stays bogged down, stays congested.
So you can clear it.
I can clear it.
But it's going to come right back.
But it's going to come right back. So if I am working on someone that has some emotional root causes to things, some long-standing emotional root cause, then I would recommend that they do one of those things, see a counselor, do some self-reflection, do some exploration on where does this emotion come from, what thought precedes the emotion, or is it an event? Is it an event that happened in the past? And I would encourage them to work on that in addition to understanding how to keep the energy flowing there, whether they come to me or another energy healer or do some energy work on their own.
And I love the fact that being in Soul Wellness, we have so many resources right there that you can refer to a counselor down the hall. You do have that ability, and she's right down the hall, and this is who you go to. And, it's made me wonder too, because, I'll have epiphanies sometimes working with you, and it's just like, wow, now I need to sit with that and process it. Mm-hmm. And I feel so far I've been able to do that myself, but I do wonder about sometimes your clients and making these epiphanies like, oh my God, like I need to go talk to somebody and work through this now.
Yeah, absolutely. I do love so much that we have so many practitioners that I can refer clients to, as I have. It makes me feel good when I give a recommendation to someone and I'm not just leaving them to themselves, I can give them resources to help them. It's a wonderful thing, and I think it's really empowering to know that we are not victims to what's happened to us in the past. We can learn how to heal from those things using many modalities, using many techniques.
Right. We carry a lot of things with us, and we'll have people on this podcast that talk about past lives and generational things.
Absolutely.
So it's not always just from this lifetime.
No, we also work on generational healing and pranic healing, and you can't, they see epigenetics as a causative factor for some illnesses, and there are also some, past life effects that affect our body now, our bodies now.
It's really fascinating. Well, thank you so much for being with me today and talking about this. This is a topic that I really like to talk about, and I feel like you're kind of my expert in the house on energy, and I really appreciate you being here and helping the public understand energy healing and pranic healing.
Well, it's my pleasure. I love sharing what I know, and I'm still learning as I go, and sometimes I can't keep quiet about it. So thank you for giving me an opportunity to express.
So if someone wants to work with you or wants to learn more, how do they find you?
They can go to the Soul Wellness website, and I'm under the Practitioners tab. They can go to oneloveprana.com. That's my website. And they can contact me through the website as well.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. It's been fun.
Thank you, Kristen.
Thank you for joining us on another enriching episode of Soul Wellness with Kristen. We hope the insights shared today have resonated with you, inspiring a deeper connection to your own journey towards holistic well-being. If you enjoyed today's episode, we invite you to subscribe, share, and reach out. Your feedback fuels our mission to bring you meaningful content that educates, empowers, and uplifts. Remember, you are a vital part of this community, and together we're creating a ripple effect of positive change.